Hello, Internet. I'm Insane Lane, as well as a Canadian girl, and we are back with more body cam footage. This one has the longest title ever. Cops give this insane, nasty MILF every chance to leave, but her stupid ass wants to challenge them. Definitely the longest title I've ever had on a video, but this one's been making the rounds. I meant to get to it before the holidays. That didn't happen, but we're back now. Hopefully with lots of new content. So let's dive into this one because it goes 0 to 100 real quick.
17th, 2022, the police were called to a restaurant to remove a woman who was disturbing the establishment. The manager had repeatedly asked the woman to leave, but she refused.
Okay, the manager of this establishment has asked you to leave the business. Okay, you need to turn and walk out the door.
Okay, so she's been asked to leave.
That may be, but you gotta go right now. Turn around and start walking there. Turn around.
As the officers arrived, they explained that she had to leave because the manager had trespassed her from the property. The woman became increasingly agitated and refused to comply with the officers' orders. She was told to leave, but when she attempted to push past the officers, they arrested her.
Come on, you don't want to go to jail.
Okay. I'm going to skip future narration because it's just repetitive.
Go ahead. Come on, just turn around and walk out. I know. Go ahead and walk out. Come on.
Okay, ma'am, you need to leave.
For what reason?
Doesn't matter. Whoa. Hold on, I missed something. I was going to comment. Now I'm going to... Okay, so she's clearly been asked to leave several times. She should be leaving. She has an issue with the manager. We don't know what the initial issue is that caused this or why she's being asked to leave. But she has been asked to leave. She should leave. Like, I understand there's some issue with the service or the food. They're at a restaurant. But if they ask you to leave, you do have to leave, even if the restaurant is in the wrong.
Come on, start walking.
For what reason?
Manager,
whoa.
You're under arrest. Put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest. Hands behind your back. Ma'am, turn around. You're under arrest. Put your hands behind your back.
Okay, I really don't think they needed to arrest her at this point because it looked like she was turning to leave. So I don't know why they suddenly went hands-on. Like, it didn't look like she made contact with them. I know cops are very touchy about the don't touch me even casually thing. But this seems unnecessary. Like, you could have just escorted her out. Like, granted, she's being difficult. I'm not saying she's not. But, like, this is unnecessary.
Resisting.
The woman was then warned to stop resisting.
Shut up! You don't need to tell us stuff that literally we're about to see.
You're under arrest for trespassing and resisting arrest.
Get your fucking hands
I don't do requests.
Get your fucking hands off me.
Jupiter 968.
968.
You're in a place called Jupiter?
I'll be 1015, my friends.
Get your hands off
It has to be Florida. I'm seeing palm trees. This has to be Florida.
51. And all right, with that, I can get a cage car.
Get your hands off me.
Why do you have police cars that you shut up?
Stay over here with me.
Why?
Well, we told her to leave. She was trespassed by management, and then she attempted to push through the police officer and myself. So now she's being placed under arrest for resisting arrest.
Okay, so that's what they're saying. I guess when she turned, she tried to walk through them, maybe to go to a manager, go to her friend that was still at the table. I don't know. So that's when they were like, okay, you're under arrest because you're not going back in the restaurant. You're not doing what we say you need to do. So you're under arrest. I get it now. This is still unnecessary, but she's doing this to herself.
Doreen, look at this asshole twisting my arm.
Hey guys, come on.
Ma'am, you got to stay here, ma'am. Ma'am.
No, don't tell me what to do.
I'm telling you what to do.
Yeah.
Don't walk over here.
Okay, I heard the friend say, don't tell me what to do. I'm with the friend, like, officer, and she's not interfering. She's trying to stay with her friend. You can tell her to, like, stay X feet back, but, like, don't just tell somebody, like, to go away or something like that. Do better. Like, people are going to be concerned for their friends.
Look what he's doing to me. Look, He's cutting off my circulation. He's twisting
Don't
my
walk any
arm
closer.
because
Don't walk any closer.
I told the manager I wasn't happy with the way
I'm not inferring anything.
You're welcome to stand on the sidewalk. It already is being recorded.
Throughout the arrest, the woman continued to express frustration and
Okay,
disbelief.
I'm expressing frustration with your narration because it's repetitive and useless.
We were asking for our salt and pepper, and they were standing there talking
So you want to
together.
arrest her?
And I said,
Okay,
She's
so
been
apparently
arrested because
that's
she wouldn't leave the
the
business
issue
after she
that
was told to leave. That's why.
I guess she
You're
was
under arrest. No, you pulling on this cuff. You pulling on this cuff is why it's hurting.
You're cutting my circulation. My son is a
Going to
state
jail.
trooper.
your son is a state trooper. Oh, I hope that's not true for his sake. But I guess the issue was there was no salt and pepper on the table, and the waitstaff, I don't know, either didn't bring it or was slow to bring it. But it sounds like this is the restaurant having an issue and then deciding they don't want to take responsibility and deal with it. So let's just call the police and get somebody trespassed because, like, God forbid, we apologize and just fix it. Again, we didn't see what happened. She was up at the front. She might have been making a scene. Who knows? But this seems completely unnecessary from, like, the word get. And, like, yes, the woman should have just left. If you get asked to leave a restaurant, if they're going to behave that way, then you know what? I don't want to give you my business anyway. If you're going to, like, not have salt and pepper on the table and then make an issue out of it when I ask you for it. And it sounds like she was probably rude when asking, but that's life. Okay? Like, again, you know how I feel. I don't like this epidemic of people, and I mean snowflakes to the nth degree. Snowflakes and Gen Z, man. They got lists like 2,000 words long of words they personally find offensive. And if you say one, they're like, oh, you're offending me. I'm calling the police. Grow the hell up. People are going to say things that offend you in the real world. You are going to have to deal with it. You can't just make people go away because they offend you or they use bad language or curse words or whatever it is to you personally. Like, you have to deal with it. Welcome to the real world. Like, I've done customer service and tech support. I've had people curse me up one side and down the other. Guess what? I still had to fix their problem. Okay? That's just how some people are. Suck it up. Like, you are not so special and you are not so fragile. You're not actually going to die because somebody said a bad word at you. Now, again, these women should have just left and gone somewhere else for lunch. But, like, this sounds like immovable force meets the, what is it, indestructible object? Something like that.
Come on.
Are you kidding me?
Why?
Okay. Would you mind pulling her phone?
But
I'm not hurting her.
No.
they don't
pulling
need to
on
be
these cuffs is
arresting
what's
her.
hurting
Like, they
her.
could have just escorted her out and let her go. Like,
I agree. If she would have turned and left the business, we wouldn't be here today.
Yeah, but officer, you don't arrest people for that. Come on.
It's called trespassing. Yes, we do. Okay, that's not. I'm here for this issue right now.
yes,
Okay?
and you're handling this issue
I'm not
poorly.
worried about it.
Get this off me. Get this off of me. Come on.
Yeah, we're gonna stay right here.
No.
That's ridiculous. Officer,
Because I
don't we
told
have
the
better things to do
manager.
with our taxpayer money?
I said,
Get on
he's
the
the
sidewalk.
owner of this
Okay.
place.
I'm on.
She even tried to reason with the officer. Following.
And I was on public
He's giving you a lawful order.
No, please tell me they're not going to arrest the friend. Like, that's ridiculous. Because you told her to get on the sidewalk. She's on the sidewalk. She's not interfering. She's not trying to interfere. Her talking at you is not obstruction. If you can't handle somebody talking at you, then you can't do your job.
Communism, right here, right now. This is what we got.
This is our dinner.
This is what we got.
Girls'
We
dinner
got
tonight.
criminals coming over our southern border, but we're gonna arrest this woman.
6 women
We're
having
complaining.
dinner together. And complaining about the service.
Why?
So they're in a group of 6?
When she was immediately told to leave, I believe.
That's what I think.
That's correct.
So she's with a bunch of friends.
She tried to trespass the officer physically.
Yeah.
After she was told to leave by management, so she's being arrested for failure to leave
Okay,
upon
so this
trespass
is the rest of the
and
group.
resisting arrest.
Can you let her go?
I gotta say, I think this business is like shooting themselves in the face here because this is a large group of clearly affluent women that you would want to have as regular customers. So honestly, I think whoever owns this place is going to have an issue with the management treating them like this. Again, we don't know what entirely happened, but you don't treat customers like this. And again, they're saying the issue was that there wasn't salt and pepper on the table and she asked for them. And apparently the management took offense and decided she needed to leave. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not sure how we're getting from salt and pepper to this. I feel like we're missing a piece here. But this does feel completely unnecessary. And they're being very rude to the cops are being very rude to the rest of the group because they are not interfering in any way. And like, you don't have to answer them, officer. You can let them stand there and talk to themselves if you want to. But stop it with the, they're obstructing and get back bullshit because you want to act tough.
Oh, she didn't understand what was going on.
Eventually, the woman was put in a police.
Okay, I'm going to see that in 5 seconds.
And told to leave.
Telling me what I'm about to see.
She understood. She was given multiple warnings and told to leave.
I mean, that,
let it go.
It's all true. The cops are completely legally within the right, but
We're gonna post everything.
in terms of like,
Okay. You're more than
way
welcome
to make a big deal out of what should have been nothing.
Okay, take a picture of us.
I've been taking pictures.
Yeah.
I got them. It's like
This
this
woman.
warrant's being arrested. Are you
Yes.
Women having dinner together with a fucking staff.
the owner, the manager?
I'm the security supervisor for property.
You're really smart. You're
honey, Alexa's gonna be stranded if I don't pick her up. I am so sorry to watch it.
Once we get a female officer here, I need a double lock. Then we also got to get the purse off.
Right?
A good lobster? What?
I paid you.
I mean, this is a grandmother, a mother. Come on, guys. I mean,
And have you go over to this side of the car, okay?
Like, really, there is no reason to proceed with the arrest at this point. She's off the property. They will leave as a
Are
group.
you gonna tell me your name and date of birth?
Let go of
Legally,
my arm.
I can't let go of you. The other officer can hold you while I write your name down, okay?
Okay, I'm also against this policy of having to hold on to people that are in cuffs. I get it's partially for safety and it's partially so people don't run, but this lady is not going to
You're
take
legally
off.
required to tell me that information.
So,
okay?
if somebody doesn't want their hands on you, just don't if you don't
Okay.
have to.
She repeatedly claimed that the whole incident for that she had been, which
this is what I get for complaining about bad service to a bad.
Yeah, I think she's probably right about that.
That's exactly what happened.
Okay, but
Yes, but-
officer, the
I
point
am
is
gonna
a restaurant
dispute
shouldn't
it
be able
all
to
the
just
way
tell someone to
through.
leave and
I
call the
am
cops
so glad.
if they don't want to deal with the fact that the service was bad.
Yeah, they can pick anyone out there. Stay safe with this? Are you kidding? There's no safety here. This is a communist country.
Not yet.
This kind of treatment.
We can't de-escalate
So-
it. Is it too late?
Well, at this point, probably.
Still, she's going now,
Yeah.
and they can't just say, "Okay, enough's enough. You've been warned. We've done enough."
Yeah, the friends are
They-
right. That
Here
should
Here,
be
they're,
the
they're
outcome
very
here.
they're very good with giving people chances. So this is actually pretty. This doesn't happen a lot.
Did you want to keep your jewelry on you? They're going to remove all these.
Why? For what reason?
Why would you think I'd be kidding?
I don't know. I don't know.
They're going to take all this when you go into the jail, so that's why I'm asking you.
Doreen.
Doreen can't come over here until I give her permission to come over.
Yeah.
Would you be okay with turning that over to her?
You want to strip me? Take my clothes too.
Now,
Take
yes
my clothes
or
too.
no?
Okay. Take my shoes. Take my clothes. Take everything.
as the arrest progressed, it happened.
Citizen, goes to church, a mother, a grandmother, a teacher, a therapist, a law-abiding citizen.
Okay, now she's just having a meltdown. Kind of understandably.
Come on, Carol. You need to sit in the car.
Everybody, tell everybody.
Carol,
to
we're not. Carol, come on.
Tell them to bring everybody now.
Watch your head.
The answer's no, Lonnie.
She's going to jail.
Lonnie, come
I
here.
gave her every opportunity in the world. All she had to do was turn around and walk out. That's after she put her hands out and touched my vest.
Oh,
She didn't
God
hit me, but
forbid
she
she
put out her hands
touches
and made
your
contact.
vest.
Well,
Are you
arrest me then.
kidding me?
And I didn't even do anything right then. I took a breath and said, please.
Like, I'm
just
sorry,
walk.
but that's just a
And she
cop being
couldn't.
on a
She
power
wanted to push
trip.
past and make it. So now she has to go to jail.
No, actually, she
She made all
doesn't.
these
You could
choices.
exercise
Unfortunately, she did
discretion
that.
and let her go,
She'll
which
be in
is what
jail
you should
for
do.
some hours and end up getting.
Because this is ridiculous.
What was that?
God,
What is that?
a lizard.
That was a big lizard.
Are you kidding me?
It's break free.
Almost landed on your hair.
Did a lizard just fall out of the tree?
Stand up.
Okay, so they've taken
I
her like
asked to
some.
be driven back to the public place where I was. instead of being in the secluded area where none of my friends and nobody can see me. I do not feel safe here, and I have been saying, I have been.
You know, a police officer with you.
That doesn't.
Are you
Okay.
kidding me?
Okay, I'm sorry, but any cop when somebody says like I don't feel safe with cops, and their answer is, "Well, you're with a cop. Of course you're safe." F you. Are you that stupid? Like, are you that stupid? When somebody says they're afraid to be alone with a bunch of cops, you really can't understand why? Or are you just giving a moron answer on purpose? Because I'm not cool with this. I hate when police do this, when they take someone away from the friends or the group or a public place and then decide, I'm going to search you again, because we saw they already patted her down. They have her purse. So what do they think she has? And also, look at who she is. Like, what do you think somebody has who's out in a group with a bunch of friends and this lady's like in her 40s? Like, I'm sorry, the cops are being overly aggressive here. They're being utterly ridiculous. They do not need to be doing this. This is the biggest waste of time ever. Because I can almost promise you that these charges are going to be dropped because A, they're not worth pursuing. And B, this lady can definitely afford a lawyer. So there's going to be a whole lot of nothing coming to this except wasting everyone's time. And honestly, the cops are making themselves look bad by being incredibly petty.
Police officer who put handcuffs on me and twisted my arm because I complained about the wait staff.
The officers responded.
No, I don't feel safe here, and I want to be in a public place.
Would you like to just deal with me only? I have nothing to do with the situation. I'm a female to female. I can just handle it and ask them to step back.
Okay, so this cop knows what she's doing. She also appears to be from a different department because her shirt doesn't say Jupiter.
I understand that, but before you can go anywhere, I have to check you. I have to cut you down.
To Cuesta?
And they're not going to do it, so they asked me to come by and handle it. Well,
okay, but see, what is the point of doing this? They've already patted her down. They already searched her. So what is the point?
Man, stop. You need to come out of the vehicle. I'm literally trying to be nice.
Like, I would be hella sus to get out of a car in this. Like, there's nobody around. We're alone. Oh, they're in Cuesta. Not sure where that is.
Okay, but I'm sorry. Put yourself into the situation. Nobody else did anything.
She was taken into custody and trespassing and resisting arrest.
Ma'am, no. That needs to come out. Take that right leg.
Austin, do you want to pull her out that way? You want us to pull you across the car?
You're not gonna push me. You're not gonna prod me.
Okay, officer, you asked her to get out of the car, and then she does, and you're shoving her.
Just relax.
Like, you're being a jerk.
What kind of a man
Carol, take a
treats
breath.
woman
Relax.
like that? Get the fuck off
You're
my
tensing and bracing your arms.
So what?
I'm not
fucking arm.
holding your arm so you get under.
Like, they really are just being ridiculous. Not that she isn't. Like, she's being ridiculous. She could shut up and just do what they say and get this over with, but I understand her point of view.
I need to check your hair.
This is how they treat a woman, a mother, a grandmother, a teacher, a therapist, a law.
Okay, so this is the clip we saw earlier, so this is probably their first time patting her down, but I've never seen an officer actually take the band of someone's bra and lift it up and like shake their boobs out. You should not be doing that. I highly doubt that's proper procedure. But yeah, like this woman's literally putting her hands in this woman's bra. You should not be doing that. And you should not be doing that in public. And while two guys are holding on to her, like, I have no doubt she feels very abused right now. I certainly would.
Listen, she's up. Hey, you're gonna put change. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna borrow yours.
Great. Now we have 4 cops who can't decide what to do with handcuffs.
When you're done, just swap it.
Which again, switching the cuffs, why? It just leads to problems. Like, don't bother.
So.
Teacher, a mother, a grandmother, this is what they're doing.
We're gonna transport you shortly. Have a seat. Come on, sit down. Turn around.
Why? Otherwise, you push me down.
Push you down.
Get off my arm.
Yeah, it's fine.
If you enjoyed this video, be
That's
sure
where
to
we're
hit the
ending?
like.
Okay, I guess that's where we're ending. Okay, there's a lot of stupid to go around here. 1, let's address the title of this. Cops give nasty, insane MILF. 1, don't call people nasty. 2, if you're calling her a MILF, that means you think she's hot. So, and as for insane, absolutely not. Do they give her every chance to leave? Yes, they do. Do I think she's stupid? No. Privileged, probably. But it sounds like the service at the restaurant sucked. She was out with a large group. They complained. I guess she was the spokesperson for the group. And she was trying to complain about the service and the lack of salt and pepper on the table. And the manager, instead of apologizing and dealing with the situation, decided, I'm going to get rid of 6 probably high-paying customers because I don't like that this woman pointed out that our service sucks. Now, granted, we didn't see that conversation, but there's no way it should have escalated to the point where the police are called. If you're the manager of a restaurant, do your job, manage. Somebody complains about the service, you apologize and you fix it. You know, and in a group of 6, I have no doubt that they would have been reasonable and just enjoyed themselves and left. But businesses are way too quick to call the cops and just be like, we don't need your business, so just get out because I don't want to deal with you complaining even though we deserve it. As for the cops arresting her, she put her hands on your vest. Oh, boo-hoo. Utterly ridiculous. Did they give her every chance to leave? Yes. Was she kind of refusing to leave by not doing so? Yes. But could they have just physically escorted her out and been like, okay, you're off the property, don't come back for however long a trespass lasts in that state, and then been done with it? Like, they had no reason, they had legal reason to arrest her, technically, but it's utterly ridiculous. Like, you don't need to arrest people for stupid shit like this. There are much better ways to handle it. And as for patting her down and like practically removing her bra, like, I'm sorry, somebody trained that female officer on how to do a pat down because she went way too far. I would have been hysterical. I would have felt absolutely abused and violated by that. Being held by 2 male cops while a female sticks her hand in my bra while we're alone in a secluded place after I've asked to be taken to a public place. And also, why are you doing a pat down on the side of the road? She's already going to jail. She's already in your car and going to jail. So what the hell is your problem? Just take her to jail. Let them do it where there's like, you know, security and other people. And as for the, you know, you're safe because you're with cops, we've already discussed that. It's ludicrous. But this was absolutely a case of an officer felt offended. And so he decided that he was going to arrest her. And that was that. Because the cops should have, even if you want to put her in cuffs for 5 minutes to get through her head that she needs to leave, fine. But then let her go home with her friends, okay? Just say to her, like, you understand you cannot come back to this place. She says yes, you let her go. They did not need to carry through with arresting her. They had no reason to do that. It's completely unjustified in my opinion. But those are my thoughts. What are yours? The first 2 officers on the scene are clocking in at a B- for me. They should have handled this better. All around, they should have de-escalated like when they had multiple chances to do so. They're also very rude to the friends for no reason because the friends were not interfering in any way. Like, you need to be understanding when people are concerned about one of their group being arrested. You don't need to be yelling and threatening to arrest somebody else because you don't like where they're standing, even though they're standing exactly where you told them to. As for the female officer, she's getting a C-. I was going to grade her higher because she had good de-escalation skills and saying like, I will get the men to back off and we'll just handle this between women. That was good. The problem is she didn't follow through on it, as we saw, because those 2 officers are standing there holding her arms while she's being patted down. I've never seen that before. I think it's completely unnecessary, and the male cops were being too aggressive with her. I mean, yeah, she wouldn't get out of the car. So what? Why are you doing this in the first place? But to then have 2 people holding on to this woman, like, I'm sorry, it's ridiculous. It plays into the cops are cowards thing. You need 4 of you standing around to do this? Like, please. Like, no wonder there's like shortages and stuff of cops not being able to get somewhere on time because they send 4 cops to do this. But those are my thoughts. The title is insulting when it doesn't have to be. All the cops need to improve. I'm not giving this lady a free pass, by the way. She was told to leave and didn't. Did she have an attitude? Yes. But again, so what? Having an attitude shouldn't be reason to get somebody arrested. You know, they should have got her off the property and let her go and let it be. But instead, we get this. So, what are your thoughts? If you're new here, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm always looking for feedback. But until the next one, I've been Insane Lane, as well as a Canadian girl, and I will see you later. Bye-byes.